What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be recreating and making our own version of Blockdash. As you guys can see, this is what the normal game looks like, but through the app called Soba, we can make our own levels and designs. So what we're going to do is step 1, recreate normal Blockdash, and step 2, make it even better. So this is going to be part 1 of a long series of trying to make our own levels in Soba. So let's hop right into it. Okay, so step 1, we are now in Soba. We are going to start our own level. So we're going to start from scratch, as it says down here. Okay, so now that we have our template, now we are going to start to create the base platform, and then we'll work on the moving objects in a second. So let's get started. Okay, so starting now, I did want a flat surface, so we went with this tower that has a perfect square top. And then I moved the respawn point all the way up and placed it perfectly flat along the surface. So now we have a perfect square for where the Blockdash is going to be happening. You can kind of imagine boom, dodging, everything will be going down right here. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have our base and our respawn point, we are now going to make the lasers around and figure out how we're going to have the block set up. Starting now, I went with these logs because I didn't really know that there was a more cylindrical object. But later on here, I figured out that you can detach the cylinders from the moving obstacles. So I started by using these sides, and then as you can see here, I'll test it out in game, and I'm not really in love with how it looks compared to the real thing. So I want to make it as close to the real thing as possible, but obviously this wasn't the look I was going for. But obviously I didn't know until we tested here in a second that it would look so much better with the other option. But overall, it's already starting to look pretty solid here. And I'm getting a feel for the controls. This is my first real level I've ever built. So it's definitely new to me. But as you guys can see, I'm getting faster and faster with it. Okay, so like I was saying, we are copy and pasting it all the way down, just like the real level. I do have a bunch of plans for this moving forward. I think instead of just having it exactly 1-to-1, we could have some trampolines or other obstacles. I know there's options to add cars into it, so making another aspect would make even cooler gameplay. I even talked to some of the people at Soba, and they were offering to help animate the objects. So as you can see here, we are placing the ends to the lasers, because obviously it wouldn't make too much sense if the lasers didn't have a base to them. So we went with these small squares here, but as you guys can see here in a second, you can jump on top of them. But I really didn't want that to be a feature, because then you could just avoid everything. So I thought, what could we change about it to make it better? And as you will see here in a little bit, there is a spike option. So we added these blocks here just as reference. I think they're a little big now, but in the future we'll make them smaller if we need. But I just made a different structure just to demonstrate what it will look like at the finals. I did want to put spikes just like the normal version, but I wasn't able to figure out how to turn it sideways. So we're just putting it vertically on each of these blocks at the end. And honestly, I think it turned out really well, because now you'll be able to jump on it and be able to use that to your advantage rather than just play it normally like you would in Stumble Guys. So this adds another layer to things, and hopefully you guys think this is good progress. If you guys would like to play my level or help make it better, all you got to do is download Soba in the description, and then you can go to newest, and then it will be right there under Soba-1.0. And then once you click on it, you have two options. You can try it out, or you can remix the level, which is the coolest part. So once you're in here, all you got to do is go to the top right, and then when you click remix, it'll download the level, and when you go back into your saves, you can make a different version, as you can see. And if you publish it, I will try it out for another video. But like I said, I'm going to continue to make this better, and hopefully you guys enjoy this, and this will be a series. But again, huge shout out to Soba for sponsoring today's video. Definitely check them out, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.